Amazon. I'm putting everything else aside because there's nothing else that I was working on at the time that was working for me to this degree. And as fast as this is, I mean, I've tried everything. How many people have tried different courses and, like, you get very little results, or you forget about it, it ends up being on your hard drive, or you forget the logins for members area, right? I've tried everything. I used to get laughed at. Like, I used to get laughed at by my family and friends, and they're like, this internet marketing stuff does not work. You know, get a real job. And now they're like asking me, Ty, can you please show me how to publish? I'm constantly teaching my neighbors or my cousins or my family members and associates how to do this stuff. And they love it, right? So it's a great way to be able to share this with your friends and family as well. As a matter of fact, I have my children, my two oldest children, that are doing this as well, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Now I'm at the point where I'm doing, $35,000 a month consistently, easily, all right? Take a look at it, okay? Who else would like to have their own diamond mine? Now, again, I can't guarantee that you're going to pull in this amount, but even if you're making $1,000, $2,000 a month extra, wouldn't that be amazing? And Amazon makes it easy for you to do that, okay? I'm going to show you how. So what makes this system different than anything else that's out there, all the other make-money systems and things like that? Well, number one is it's a real business, okay? It's a real business. Like I said, you're partnering with Amazon.com. All right, so you're literally joining forces with a real multi-billion-dollar, globally recognized brand, and you're tapping into a 7 billion person market. Does that make sense? All right, we spoke about 7 billion people having mobile devices and 7 billion mobile devices being out there. All right, so does everyone get this? I want to make sure that everyone gets this, all right? Write that down, 7 billion people. Because one of we're all human, and naturally we'll say to ourselves, well, can I do this if there are other people that are doing it? Will the marketplace get crowded? And the answer is no. I've been doing this for 4.5 years now, almost 5 years, and every month it consistently gets better for me, all right? The other thing is, it's a system that's easier to make money with than anything else, month after month after month, okay? Now, I've done a lot of things right. Online, I've done a lot of things wrong. I've made a lot of mistakes with this Amazon stuff, and I can look at it now and laugh. I've wasted a lot of money. I've wasted a lot of time, but it was a benefit, and it's to your benefit as well. Because after doing this for nearly 5 years, I discovered that no matter what the topic, there are a few key things that you must do in order to be successful with this. I've discovered this blueprint, right? Would you agree? Like, after you've made so many mistakes, you start to learn the patterns that allow you to be a bit more successful, okay? And success leaves clues, all right? I want to show you how to find those clues as well, all right? Robert says, yes, I've made a lot of mistakes too. Who else has made mistakes online and you've learned from those mistakes, all right? Oh, look at the answers. They're flying in. Annie, Rebecca, John, Mohammed, okay, Day, absolutely, okay. So now, I discovered how to pick hot topics that sell like crazy, because if you're just guessing on this stuff, like if you're just guessing about an ebook idea, fact or fiction, if you're just guessing at it, you're going to make mistakes. And I made those mistakes. I thought that I knew what my audience wanted, and I was totally wrong about that, okay? I found out what price points generate the most profit. Now, I've split tested 40-something different price points over the last couple of years, and I found the price points that make the most amount of money. Not the most amount of ebook sales, I could care less about that. The most amount of money that you actually get to take home and deposit into your bank. So don't be fooled by someone saying, I sold 1,000 ebooks a week or a day, but they're not making any money off of those. We want to make money, right? Okay, so I found out what price points generate the most profit. Okay, I found a secret element to add to your titles that can double, triple, and even quadruple your ebook sales. Like this thing right here is amazing. I'm going to share that with you, and I'm going to give it to you as well later on. I found out how to use this to build a huge mailing list that you can continue to sell to and make money from. Like, this is the double whammy right here. I make a ton of money selling ebooks on Amazon, but I also make a lot of money being able to build up a list of people that are part of these little niches. So let's say if you have an ebook that deals with comic book collecting, right? That person is someone that's a fanatic. They're really into comic book collecting. Do you think if you pointed them to your URL or your landing page and you said, here, sign up for my my newsletter that will give you more information on comic book collecting. Do you think they would be interested, especially after they just bought your book? Absolutely. So I'm able to build up a huge niche list, mailing list, email list, and then I'm able to market affiliate products and even some of my own products to those lists. And I make about an extra $5,000 a month doing that just from these mailing lists. I mean, you can build a niche mailing list in just almost any market. I mean, you can build up a list of people that love romance novels, right? People that love comic book collecting, people that are into internet marketing, people that are into personal development, people that love reading books. I mean, there's just so many things. Woodsmiths, painters, artists, right? So there's no limit to this. And I literally have built dozens of niche lists. And I want to show you how to get similar results fast. Now, I discovered this stuff the hard way. You get to cheat and you get the easy way. Now, the hard way for me was, like I said, I tried to write the content myself, and I absolutely hated it. I am not a writer. I actually failed English 101 not once but twice in school. So if I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me, all right? That was the biggest mistake, was trying to write the content myself. I spent weeks trying to get started. That's what I mean by when I first said that I procrastinated and I lost a lot of money because of that, and I've got students now that are just starting right out the gate. But when I got started, okay, I procrastinated and I didn't take action right away. We're all human. And what happens is we fall back into our routine. We watch a webinar, we attend a seminar, we attend a conference, we attend an event, we listen to a Tony Robbins tape, we get pumped up for a moment, but then we fall back into our daily routine. And before we know it, another day, another week, another month, a whole year has passed and we've gotten nowhere fast, right? So I spent weeks procrastinating and trying to get started. So I put together a step-by-step system so that you don't do that and you can get started right away. I hired cover designers and writers and outsourcers from sites that ripped me off. And that was a big mistake for me. So now I have just 3 sites that I use that I've always had great results with, that I always get amazing content from, and that I pay just a few bucks to get each ebook written for. And I'm going to give you those as well. Okay? I ended up losing a lot of money and time. All right? And Amazon nearly banned my account just as I got to a point of making that first $2,000 check I shared with you, right? Because I was making dumb mistakes. Okay, I was publishing less than quality content. You always want to publish quality content, no PLR stuff or anything like that. Michael says, what is PLR? We'll talk about that in the Q&A session. At the end of this, I'm going to have an incredible Q&A session. So that's a great question, Michael. I want to cover that as well. Again, guys, if you have any questions, ladies, gentlemen, please ask them in the questions box right now because I am going to answer every single question. And, I made these mistakes simply because I didn't have access to a roadmap that you now have access to. And speaking of questions, please keep in mind that there are hundreds of people that are on this webinar, so I'm going to get to as many questions as I can, so ask your questions, and I encourage you to do that. Now, do you want the easy way that guarantees that you won't make any of these mistakes ever? Now, there's 3 secrets here. Secret number 1 is I can make more money in 1 month selling ebooks on Amazon than I can in a year selling regular products. All right? And you can do the same simply because Amazon ebook customer base is huge. All right? Like my 7-year-old daughter would say, it's ginormous, Dad. All right? Secret number 2 is I personally don't have to write, drive traffic, or sell anything. All right? And this is a big plus because I hate having to write, worry about paying for traffic. I don't like handling order taking, delivery, or support. Amazon handles all of this stuff for you. The only thing you have to do is upload your ebook, and that's it. And that's a 5-minute process. Secret number 3, I've developed this 2-step process, all right, where I only need a small amount of money to make this work. All right? So you just need about $100 to get started. Now, Amazon does it all, as I just mentioned. Allowing Amazon to handle the traffic generation, the sales, the support is just smart business for you. You can use Amazon's well-oiled machine that they have in place, okay, that will passively drive massive amounts of traffic to your ebooks and generate sales for you. And that is if you set everything up the way I show you from the beginning. So you want to do this the right way. You want to do this the way that I show you to do it. Because like I said, after 4.5 years and after just hundreds of thousands of dollars and more in sales, I've developed the system that works. Okay, so you get right to it. Amazon works hard to make you money. Why would Amazon work hard to make you money? Why do you think Amazon works hard to make you money, folks? So they have all of these things in place. They have, like, they'll point your book out to other people that bought similar books. They have that simple buy now with one-click function, right, where you can go in. You could be on your desktop or your PC, your laptop, or your phone. You could just click this button one time, and what happens? Bam! Your ebook is instantly downloaded to your Kindle device or your tablet, like here, this guy has the Samsung Nexus, right, or your iPhone or your iPad, and they work hard to put all of these systems in place. Why is that? Awesome. Great question, Darren, because when Amazon makes money, you make money. Darren says because they make money when you make money. Okay, so they want you to make as much money as possible. Absolutely, says Joe. Joe has those as well. Joe, you're on the ball here. Robert, you're on the ball. David, you're on the ball. Right? You folks have it. Because they make money when you make money. They make money when you make money. I want that to soak in right there. So do you think that it's in the best interest of Amazon to give your books as much placement as possible? Yes or no? Especially once you start to use the formula that I have. Once you start to position your books in a way that I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, excuse me, folks. I'm getting a dry mouth here. I just got to spray some Chloroseptic in for a second. Okay, so absolutely. So they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that you're just killing it. All right, so that you're just making cash with this thing because they make cash. And they only keep 30%. You keep 70%. So how beautiful is that? Joe, I love that. Joe says, I couldn't think of a better business partner. It's a win-win. Absolutely. Absolutely, Joe. Okay. So, Aiden, you're right, Aiden. 30% is a drop in a bucket. And for them to do all of the work, it's a drop in a bucket. Aiden says that's nothing. You're absolutely right. And if you know anything about affiliate programs, most affiliate programs pay anywhere, they just give you 10%. They'll just give you 20%. On the high end, you'll get 40% from some affiliate programs. Okay, Amazon is giving you 70%. It's a beautiful thing. Absolutely. So, absolutely. Emma says, I love it. Jackson says, I love it. Ethan, I love it. Okay? All you need to be successful at this is a little bit of hot topic research. And luckily, there are millions of possibilities for both fact and I'm going to show you how to do research in just the next 5 minutes or so. And then you just need about $100 to hire someone to write the ebook for you. Okay, using this entire two-step process. It's an entire two-step process, right? That's a lot of steps, right? 2 steps. The hiring templates that I give you in this program as well. So, and then you need a desire to repeat the process. Like if you're making money with these ebooks, think about it. If each ebook is making you a couple of $100 a month, or $1,000 or a couple of $1,000 a month, would you just stop at having one? Would you just have, I'm curious. Jacob says no. Jada says heck no in all caps. Jack, absolutely not. Ellen, no. Madeline, of course not. Abigail, silly question. Joe says hell no. Okay, absolutely. So all you have to have is a bit of a hot topic research, which I'll show you how to do. All right, you need about $100 to get started, and then there's a desire to repeat the process because each ebook becomes another passive income stream that will continue selling for years to come without you ever having to do anything. Logan says, I love that. Okay, I do too, Logan. All right, this thing pays for a lot of my children's schooling. They're in private schools, a lot of vacations, a lot of just awesome experiences. So the 3-step process, let's go over them. I want you to write this down. Step 1 is to use Google Keyword Planner to find a hot, in-demand topic and come up with a killer title. Write that down. This is easy stuff. I'm going to show you how to do this. Let's go into google.com. You'll type in Keyword Planner. Yes, Layla, that's absolutely right. Just Keyword Planner, okay, as you see it. And usually it's the first or second result. So click onto that. And then what you're going to see is you're going to see a screen that comes up like this. Now, Google changes this thing up a lot, right? They'll change out the look of it, but for the most part, it functions the same, right? It may look a little bit different depending on where or when you look at it, but for the most part, it's 100% the same, and it functions just the same. What would you like to do? So now you're going to go here to where it says search for new keyword and add group ideas. We want to look for new keyword ideas. So we're going to click onto that, right? And then you should see an area like this. And again, it changes up depending on where you're at and when you look at it. Google, they're constantly testing different outlooks and platform looks and things like that, right? Caitlin says it drives her crazy. Yeah, same here, Caitlin. All right, so you want to make sure that all languages are selected. Okay, you want to make sure that Google and search partners are selected. You click that. And here in this area is where you're going to put the keyword, the idea, the ebook topic that you're thinking about publishing. All right, you're going to put it in this area here. You see where they have the example flowers or used cars. You're going to have an ebook on how to buy used cars or how to sell used cars, how to pick flowers, how to grow flowers. The possibilities are endless with this thing. There's literally tens of millions of topics. So you see how it could never get to a point where there's too much competition. Do you see that? Like books, printed books have never gone out of style. Walk into a bookstore if you can find one, right? And just look at the bookshelves. There's books literally everywhere. Do you think an author or someone would say, I'm not going to put a book out because there's just too much competition? Heck no, because they know that there's new people, there's new babies being born every day, right? There's new people that are coming into the marketplace every single day. Okay. Now, in that area, let's go back here because I want to make sure that you understand this. In this area, that's where you got to put your keyword, your topic, your idea. So I've been studying lucid dreaming lately, right? I'm on my lucid dreaming kick now. So I put in the phrase dreams interpretation here. And I hit search or get ideas. And what Google returns are similar phrases and keywords according to the relevance. So let's take a look at it. Right? I type in dreams interpretation, I hit search or get ideas, and it come back with meaning of dreams, dream meaning, dreams meaning, dream meanings, meanings of dreams, dreams and their meanings. So let me just make sure that everyone totally follows where I'm at. Why are we using this Google Keyword Planner? Does anyone understand why we're using this? Absolutely, you have it. That's right, Aiden. Because we want to find out how many people are searching for an ebook idea or topic or information on this topic before we go in and publish it. Does that make sense? Like if I just said, okay, I want to publish an ebook on how to raise pet ants, I might be excited by that, but that doesn't mean that there's anyone else that's excited by it, right? And I might waste my time and energy and resources and money putting it together only to find out that there's no one that's searching for information on how to raise pet ants. But if you use the Google Keyword Planner and you do it the way I'm showing you how to do it, all right, you find out exactly what people are searching for. As Charlotte says, brilliant. Connor says, I love this. Owen says, awesome. Braden says, makes it super easy. Absolutely. So now we type in our main phrase here, and then here, Google gives us similar phrases. And what we want to do is, you want to add up the combined monthly searches for these similar phrases, right? And you want that number, when you add all of these up, to be between 10,000 to 100,000. If it's between 10,000 and 100,000, you are golden. That is, you've got a golden ticket right there, baby. Because that means that there's enough searches there for you to be able to go in and put together an ebook and actually sell this thing, because there's people that are looking for information on that. Now, does that make sense? I want to make sure that that makes total sense. Okay? Joe says there's 350,000 babies are born each day around the world. Absolutely. All right, so Joe says totally makes sense. All right, James, totally makes sense. Dylan, totally makes sense. Elijah, Peyton, Riley, Grace, Brooklyn, Sarah, Aaliyah, Anna, all right, Isaac, Max, Samuel, Grayson, Ty. We've got another Ty on here. Wow, that's awesome. So it makes sense, right? So again, you want your total combined search volume to be between 10,000 to 100,000. And the reason why is I've studied this stuff, I've tested this, I've run split tests, I've published ebooks that have less than 10,000 global monthly searches, and I fell flat. I bombed. I didn't sell jack. Then I published ebooks that had, more than 100,000 searches, and it was just hard to sell those because there was more competition there. So I found that this is the sweet spot. This is, as my buddies over there in the UK would say, this is the honey spot here. This is the honey spot. I was over in the UK a couple months ago, and I picked up that term there. All right? I guess that means this is good. This is golden. Because anything less than 10,000, and I'm going to spend some time on this because I want you to get this. This is crucial. All right? Anything less than 10,000, and it's just too small of a marketplace. All right? Okay, perfect. Remember that. Write that down. Let's see. Now, it's easy to find hot markets when you use this Google Keyword Planner. And what's very important is making that your titles speak to your prospect. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. And I talk about this in detail in the course. Okay? Your titles are extremely important. There's 3 extremely important elements. The first is your title. That's your first line of defense. Write that down. Okay? We'll talk about the other 2 shortly. So take a look at these. Meaning of dreams. Like, that would make an awesome title. You want to add on to me sometimes. What are the meaning of dreams? All right? What are the meaning of my dreams? All right? The meaning of bad dreams. The meaning of good dreams. Okay? There's 18,000 people that are searching for that information on a monthly basis. And if this means anything to you, right, the competition is extremely low. Take a look at that. Right? Dreams and their meanings. This would be an awesome title as well. Dreams and their meanings. Okay? Isaac says he loves that. Dreams and their meanings. Yeah, that's a great one. Okay? And then I like to add on to them every once in a while to make sure that I get some crucial keywords in. Dreams and their meanings. What do your dreams define or say about you? Okay? And I'm just coming up with that off the cuff, but you can add on to these things as well. Okay? So one of the questions that I get sometimes is, Ty, why do we use the Google Keyword Planner to find titles? If you craft your titles correctly, listen to this. If you craft your titles correctly, remember, I said your titles are your first line of defense. If you create these things the right way, you increase the chances of them ranking high within both Amazon and Google search engines. All right? Do you get that? Okay, within Amazon and, take a look at this, Google's search engine. Okay, so ranking on both Amazon and Google will dramatically boost your sales. I want to take a look at 2 examples, okay? I want to show you 2 examples of what I'm talking about here. Here's an ebook, right? It's titled How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. Now, let's say if you have an ebook and you're looking for ways to get the word out about that ebook and you were not sure about how to do that, right? You weren't sure about how to do that. And you go over to Google, and what are you doing on Google? You're looking for information, right? So you're going to go in and you're going to say, okay, let me switch back over here. You're going let me type this in, how to market and sell your ebook, all right? And you're unaware that there's something on Amazon already. And then you hit search and you come across the results. What do you guys see here? What do you see? What stands out? Okay? What stands out? Okay, so what stands out here is, take a look at this. We know that everything that's here, these are the paid listings, right? Okay. Emilio says paid listings, right. The first 2 are paid, says Michael. William says those are the sponsored ads. Absolutely. Okay? So those are the paid listings. And then if you come down, so most people ignore these, right? We tend to ignore these paid listings. But then when you come down, what do you see? You see that there's a listing on Amazon.com. You see that? What stands out about that listing? When you see something like that, what's going to stand out? Okay, I want to, let's see. I want to see something here. What stands out? So Susan says the Amazon listing. Absolutely. I can't see the questions for a second here, so I got to jump out for a second, guys. Hold on. So Susan says the Amazon listings, right? Absolutely, Susan. You're 100% on the money. Let's see. Ella says the reviews. Yeah, take a look at this. The reviews, right? So you've got, I keep going back here. Just going up here. All right, so you have the reviews. What else? You have the stars. So the stars point out, right? So you see that there's something that's being sold on Amazon. You see that there's a stars. There's 5 stars, actually. You see that there's 47 reviews. What else stands out here? There's still more to go. What else? Okay, you see that there's a price point that's listed, right? Okay, and you see that, hold on one second, folks. I'm trying to get back into, okay, there we go. Hold on, bear with me for a second. You see that there's a price listed. What else do we see? Joe says that it says in stock. Absolutely. Reviews, meaning people have bought this and that it must be good. Okay. And then take a look at this. You see this little blurb here, the excitement of the first few chapters builds an incredible momentum, a growing belief that you, dear writer, can actually do this. So you see all these different elements of the Amazon listing. You see, so that's instant credibility, number one, right? Instant credibility. You see the reviews, gives it even more credibility. You see the 5-star, the 5 stars, right? So visibly, that makes your ad stand out. You're listening. So do you think having your ebook listed on Google helps you when it comes to sales? Yes or no? Yes, says Daniel, Gabriel, Nicholas, Anna, Cameron, Natalie says yes, Evan, of course, Lucy, absolutely, Grayson, yes, Tyler, yes, Zachary, yes, Michaela, yes, Kyle, yes, Audrey, yes. Absolutely, yes, it does, right? Because people will now say, okay, if there's something, there's a trusted source, let me go in here. You know, once I discovered this, and I discovered the secret of being able to get my ebooks listed on Google, I saw an instant 30 to 40% increase in sales. So where I was selling 100 ebooks a week, or 70 ebooks a week, I now jumped up to 100, 110. Okay. Let's take a look at another example. Here's an ebook titled "How to Earn Passive Income in a Lousy Economy." All right. Let's say if you are unaware that there's an ebook that's titled that, but you're in Google and you type in "How to Earn Passive Income in a Lousy Economy." Take a look at what happens. What stands out here? What stands out? And as Joe says, it's more important, it's free SEO. Absolutely. It's easy SEO because Google loves Amazon, okay, and it's free. Evan, you're right. This alone would cost hundreds of dollars if you had to hire an SEO company to be able to get your ebook listed without using the methods that I share with you in this program. You would have to spend hundreds of dollars to get this done, okay? All right, but take a look at this listing. As Anna just pointed out, this ebook is listed in the first 3 slots. So first page, first 3 slots. Out of 1.5 million results, it takes up the first 3 slots on Google. Do you think that accounts for a lot of sales? Absolutely, says Avery. All right. Haley says yes. Amelia, yes. James, yes. Owen, yes. Caitlin, yes. Bladen, yes. Sophia, yes. Ethan, yes. So you have it. You have it. Okay, perfect. Domination, says Joe. Absolutely total domination. Okay? Step 1 was, so I hope you wrote that down. Step 1 was use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create titles, right? We got that. Now, what I've done is after months of testing, like I said, I'm a fanatic when it comes to testing, right? I found that simply adding the following elements to my titles can dramatically increase sales. I call these things my title enhancers. Would you like to see them? Would you like to see the elements that I add to my titles that help me to quadruple, double, and triple my sales? All right. Austin, first time I've heard from you. Austin says yes. All right. Allison, yes. Parker, yes. Victoria, area, pretty, please. Alex, please. Adam, yes. Sydney, yes. All right. So let's show you. I'm going to show you these things. So you can title enhancers that double and triple sales. This was my big breakthrough right here. And you see how all these elements work? And then in the course I give you the other elements as well. So title enhancers answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. Okay? The first is how to. How to. All right? I found that by adding the title enhancer how to, okay, adding the title enhancer how to my ebook title dramatically increases the exposure, the attention, and most importantly, the sales. So let's take a look at this. We have two different ebook titles: Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, and then when we add the title enhancer to it, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional versus Learn to Stain Your Deck. All right? I want to give you an example of how this works and why this works on a psychological level. All right? Because you may not be able to see it just looking at the screen. Let's say you've got a guy named Johnny, and Johnny has been promising his wife that he's going to stain the deck for like the last 6 months. He's been promising this. It's finally an awesome day outside. It's about 75 or 80 degrees. It's a weekend. Johnny is off. He's laying around watching television. And his wife says, Johnny, you better stain that deck today. Johnny says, okay, geez, I'm going to do this. His wife says, if you don't stain it today, you're sleeping on the couch for the next 6 months. So Johnny now has an ultimatum. He's got to learn how to stain this deck, right? He's never done it before. He picks up his Kindle device. He goes into Amazon. He types in stain a deck, how to stain a deck. And as he's doing this psychologically, all right, he may not be consciously aware of it, but he's asking himself, how am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? He comes across two ebooks, all right? At the top, he sees Learn to Stain Your Deck. Right below it, maybe in the second or third position, he sees How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. Which title do you think stands out to Johnny more? Which one do you think stands out to him the most? Learn to Stain Your Deck or How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional? Aria says the second. Isaiah says the first. Maria second. Bailey second. Sydney second. Tristan first. Julian first. Jasmine second. Gianna says the second. Alexandra says the first. What do you think? Let's see. What do you think? First or second? Hudson says first. Adrian first. Cole first. Brody first. Kendall first. Riley says the first. We've got Sophia, Emma, Olivia, Aiden, Jackson, Ethan. You guys all said the first. Now, if you said the first, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Because it answers the question back your buyer is asking himself in his head. So Joe is asking, he's asking himself, how am I going to stain this deck? And if he sees an ebook, right, that has that title enhancer, that answers that question, right, he's more likely to pick that up. So do you see how that works? Absolutely, absolutely, yes, yes. Makes sense. Brilliant. Awesome. Okay, great. So now let me give you another example, right? Here's another title enhancer. Quickest way to. I love including this into my titles, right? 21 quickest ways to make money online. You've got someone who's looking to make money online. There's two ebooks, side by side. 21 quickest ways to make money online versus the guide to making money on the web. Which one do you think is going to stand out? First or second? First or second? Everyone has it now. All right, Hannah says the first. Josie says the first. Maya. Madison, that's actually my daughter's name, Maya. And she's the one that's crushing it. She's doing about $4 to $5 grand a month doing this. And she's only 16. I got her started when she was 14, Maya. All right? So this is a family business. Get your kids involved. Your husband, your wife, your spouse, your significant, your business partner. Daniel says the first. All right? Nicholas first. Nathan first. Henry first. Absolutely. Let's look at a few more of these. I want to start to go through these quickly because I've got a lot to share with you. Here's another title enhancer. Fastest way to. The fastest way to get your nursing degree. Versus something old and boring like health quads nursing degree, right? Easy ways to. All right? Add that title enhancer into your title. Get creative with this stuff. Quick and easy ways to lose weight. People always want the quick way to do something. They always want an easy way to do it. They want the fastest way to do it. Okay? Does that make sense? They want to know how. All right? They want to know how. Tips, too. That's another one. I give you a ton of these things. So here I'm able to give you a handful of them, but I give you a ton of them in the program. All right? Tips, too. Awards, the best kept tips to losing weight. Do you see how that works? Easy, easy, easy stuff. All right? Joe has a great one. Best way to. Absolutely. All right, best way. So let's take our title enhancer. Now, when I'm looking for titles, I go back to my trusty old Google Keyword Planner. Okay, I go back to my trusty old Google Keyword Planner, and I take the idea that I'm thinking about creating an ebook about, so a topic, a word, a phrase. In this case, it's garden. And then I go back and I grab one of my title enhancers. In this case, it's how-to. And I mesh them together. It's a mashup. How-to garden. And I hit search. And then it says, awesome, I see where you're going with this. All right? And I hit search, and Google tells me for the phrase how to garden, take a look at how many global monthly searches. Do we care about local monthly searches? Yes or no? Which column do we want to pay attention to? Global monthly searches or local monthly searches? Which one? Joe says, I love your accent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Which column do we want to pay attention to? Local or global? We've got some people saying global. Riley says global. Brooklyn, global. Nathan, global. Oliver, global. Henry says local. Andrew, local. Gavin says global. Cameron says local. Max says global. Isaac says global. Evelyn, global. Elizabeth, global. Absolutely. Where are we selling these ebooks at? We're selling them on Amazon.com. We're not selling them at the corner store down the street, right? We're not selling them at the Target down the street. We're not selling them at the Walmart. We're selling them on the Internet. We're selling them on Amazon.com. And Amazon is global. So this is the column that you always want to pay attention to. Screw this right here. We don't care about local monthly searches, right? We want global. So now for the phrase that we put in, how to garden, we hit search. Google tells us that monthly, look at this, there's 45.5 million global monthly searches. Is that too big or is that too small? What do you think? Let me know. What do you think? 45 million global monthly searches for the phrase how to garden. All right, and Jason says it's too big. Riley, too big. Peyton, too big. Aiden, too big. Jackson, too small. Ethan, too big. Lamb, it's huge. Mason, too big. Noah, large. Zoe, I love that name, Zoe, says it's too big. So you were absolutely right if you said that it's too big. Absolutely right. Okay? But luckily for us, Google gives us additional phrases that people search for that are related to the main phrase that we put in. Take a look at these, right? How to garden. Well, how to make a garden. How to design a garden. How to build a raised garden bed. How to plant a garden. Now, which of these four would be a better ebook topic to publish? And there's several reasons why. Which of these four? Let's see. Maya says number 3. Emily, number 3. Ryan, 3. Says how to build. Elijah, 3. Matthew, raised garden bed. Dylan says 3. Charlotte, 3. Harper says 1. How to make a garden. Kaylee says 3. Sophia says 2. How to design a garden. Oliver says raised garden bed. Andrew, 3. Absolutely. So if you said 3, then you're right. And why is it? Why is that? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one, take a look at the global monthly searches. It's 12,100. It's spot on, right? Because where do we want to be with this? Where do we want our global monthly searches to be? And we talked about that earlier. We want them to be, all right, between 100K and 10K. Or I should say it the other way around, between 10K and 100K, as Joe pointed out. Absolutely. Raised garden bed. How to build a raised garden bed. Now, why else does this just make perfect sense? Like, this is beautiful. I actually should have kept this one to myself. Don't tell my wife, right? I should have kept this one to myself because this is a killer. Take a look at it. It's within our desired global monthly searches, right? And it's got the title enhancer in it. How to. And it's very specific. Build a raised garden bed. How to build a raised garden bed. Like, that's an awesome title as well. I might add on to that. How to build a raised garden bed that your neighbors will envy. How to build a raised garden bed in a weekend. How to build a raised garden bed in 24 hours. Do you see how that just works? I mean, this thing is simple, folks. Please do not overcomplicate it. Awesome title, very specific, within our desired monthly global searches. Doesn't get any easier than that. All right? Nathan, I like the way you put that. He's like, it's like stealing candy from a baby. Nathan, I hope you're not over there stealing candy from babies. But you're absolutely right, in all seriousness. It's super easy, okay? Now, you would never come up with this stuff out of the blue, right? So this years of testing, years of finding out what works. And if you think this stuff is hard, I've got just a ton of killer stuff for you that works in this course. So that three-step process is step one. You use the Google Keyword Planner to find a hot, in-demand topic, and then to come up with a killer title. And then you add in those title enhancers. Very easy stuff, right? Okay? The title enhancer, our title, within our desired monthly search range, and then we make sure that that title is Google-friendly, right? And we do that by being able to cherry-pluck titles from that keyword planner. And the second step is to create your book. So first step, second step, create your book. Do you want to see how easy it is to create your book? All right? Joe says, I love Google in all caps. I love it. All right? Daniel says yes. Luke, yes. Joshua, yes. Of course, says Peyton. Mackenzie says, let's do it. Riley, please. Grace, show me. Brooklyn, let's do it. Okay, so let's do it. So it's easy. Like this stuff gets easy, right? So step two is after the research, create the content. You own 100% of the rights to it, and you can resell that content, that ebook, as long and as often as you want. You can even put your name on it, or you can use a pen name. Okay? I never put my name on it. I always use a pen name because I don't want anyone copying my ideas. Think about it. If you get a book that's bringing you $1,000, $500, $2,000 a month, do you want someone else copying it? Of course not. So I always use a pen name. You can use your real name. There's nothing against that, but for me personally, I like to use a pen name. This course gives you the only 3 sites that you should use when looking to have someone write your content. Plus, I give you the exact wording to use when you're looking to hire someone. Remember, at the beginning, I told you that I got ripped off because I was using sites that I should not have been using to outsource my content. So in this program, I give you the only 3 sites. I've tested over 17 sites. And these 3 sites, I always get amazing content back from. I always spend nothing more than $100 to get my content. Never more than $100. I always get high quality content back that my readers love, that generate amazing 5-star reviews for me. Okay? And it's not the sites that you think they would be. Alright? So I give you those 3 sites in this program. Easy stuff. The other way of getting content is to speak it, and then you can have it transcribed. So every PC has a speech recognition software on it. Do you guys know where that's at? Your speech recognition software that's on your PC? Alright, it's free. Do you want to see where it's at? If you don't know where it's at? Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Michael says yes. Joe says yep. I'll show you really quickly. Let me just get out of this slide here, and let's see. So if you come down here, right, and you type in speech, I got all caps on. How do I do that? Text to speech, right? Windows speech recognition. You click on that bad boy, and bam, that's where it's at. How many people were aware of that? All right? I'm going to close it out right now because you see it's detecting my microphone. You see that? I'm going to close it out, though. Isn't that pretty cool? Like, that's awesome, right? Pretty cool. All right? So you can use that, right, to go in and you can speak your content and then transcribe it. That's very easy, especially if you're an expert at something. I'm not an expert at anything, so I don't use that much, but I have some of my students that use it, right? Like I said, I like to just hire people to write my content. The other option is you can write it yourself. This is not my favorite, but if you're a writer, this would be the perfect option for you. Excuse me. I have some people that can go in. I've got a buddy of mine, Bondre. He's able to go in and knock out an ebook in a day. He can write a 20, 30, 40-page ebook in a day. It's uncanny. This guy is just not human, right? But I also have some writers that can write an ebook in 3 days, 4 days. At most, it takes about a week. My wife, she's awesome at it. Okay, I always tell her she should have been a journalist or something like that because she can write an ebook in just a day or two. I'm not as good, so I just hire her. I hire a writer because they're awesome at researching. I give them the topic, and they go off. So let's compare Amazon versus having a regular product. How many people sell regular Amazon products from their website or maybe an affiliate site or something like that? Audrey says yes. Elijah says I do. Matthew. Dylan says I do. Landon does. All right, so here. This is a lot easier than trying to sell. Joe says I have a product. Selling on Amazon is a lot easier than trying to have your own product. I've tried it. Trust me, I've tried it for years, for almost 8 years or so. Selling ebooks on Amazon, right? Each ebook I found it can average about $500 in sales month after month. So after 1 year with one ebook, you can bring in about $6,000. Does that sound good? You invest once, you see a return multiple times over, right? You put the money in once, you see a return multiple times over because it's a digital ebook. So it's not like when I was selling the physical books, right, where I had to pay to get them printed up each time. With this, that one file that you upload gets sold. It could get sold 10 times over in a day, or it could get sold 1,000,000 times over in a day. It's a digital file. So you invest once, you see multiple returns over and over again. You do it once, you get paid month after month. I still have ebooks that are selling that I had actually uploaded 4.5 years ago. It's amazing to see this. I have ebooks that I uploaded a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago that are still selling, that are still making me money. And I did that work one time. Okay, it took 10 minutes to upload it. You don't have to worry about cost per click, right? Like you would with your own product. You got to send traffic to your website, right? You have to send traffic to your product or to your affiliate product if you're selling something. With Amazon, you don't have to worry about sending traffic or buying traffic, right? There's no Facebook, no Google PPC account bans or any of those headaches. You don't have to spend money and worry about budgets, right? It's low cost and it's easy to do, okay? So let's pretend that you had a product that sold for $27. How many people have a $27 product that they sell? Okay. Elijah has one. Matthew says he has something that's $29. Luke, yes. Grace, yes. Okay, so let's take a look at it. You have a product that's $27. You're trying to sell this thing from your website. You're trying to drive traffic to it. You're using pay-per-click. You're using Google AdWords, Facebook, YouTube videos, whatever it may be, right? And Twitter, whatever. Your goal is to make $2,700 a month from your site with a $27 product. To do that, you have to sell 100 products. Okay? You have to sell 100 products at $27 in order to be able to make $2,700 a month. And that's at a 2% conversion rate. So that means that you have to get 5,000 people to your website. You have to get 5,000 clicks to your website or to your affiliate site. Does that make sense? Like, that's a lot of traffic. That's hard to do on your own. That's not easy stuff. Okay, because you don't have the built-in system that Amazon has. Amazon has traffic continuously flowing to it. But if you're trying to send people to your website or to an affiliate product or to a link, Luke says, I lost a ton of money trying to drive traffic. It's a headache. Absolutely. It is. It's a huge headache. Right? How much will the traffic cost you? Are you going to pay 25 cents per click, 50 cents per click, $1 per click? Think about that. If you have to pay 50 cents per click to get 5,000 people to your site, right? That's $2,500. You're just making $200 here. God forbid if you have to pay $1 per click, you're actually losing. As Luke just said, right? So it's very inexpensive and hard to do. Versus with Amazon, all right? If you take a look at this, this is just from one of my accounts here, $5,506.75 in 1 month. And these are just from the sales that I made to the UK. All right? So Amazon sells your ebooks globally. And these are just the sales that I made of my ebooks to the UK. And then if you look at the sales that I made in the US, it's like $23,000. Okay? And it doesn't matter where you live, your books will sell in all of Amazon stores. So the UK store, the US store, the Canadian store, they'll sell everywhere. The Australian store, all right? So how many ebooks do you need? How many do you need? Now, using the system that I've created, which is a combination of doing the research for titles, having your descriptions in place, having your covers in place, which I won't talk about because we're just running out of time, but and having your price points in place, you can make a bag full of money every month, all right? And like I said, each ebook averages about $500 a month in sales per ebook. Now, I have some that do less than that. I have some that do more than that. I have some students that are making about $1,000 per ebook a month, $1,500 per ebook a month. Okay, so it all varies. But on average, when you average it out, it's about $500 a month in sales per ebook. Now, imagine having 5, 10, or 20 ebooks all bringing in monthly income. Right? Imagine if you had 5 or 10 of these that were bringing in $500 a month. Okay. Step 3, the last step is, and this literally takes about 5 to 10 minutes to both create your Kindle publishing account as well as add ebooks to it. Amazon has made it really easy. Why? They've made it easy. Absolutely, Rose, because they want you to make money. Now, if they made this complicated, like the process to go in and create your account and to upload your ebook, then not everybody would do it, right? But they want as many people as possible to add content to their system, because the more content they have, the more potential they have to make sales. Does that make sense? All right? Elijah says that it's an open marketplace. Absolutely. All right? Matthew says perfect sense. Okay? You have to pay to create an account. It's free. It's totally free. And they do that. They make it free because they want as many people as possible, right? All right? Now, where else can you take $100 and turn it into hundreds of dollars monthly? You can take $100 to get started with for your first ebook and then turn that into hundreds of dollars monthly. How often would you do that? I would repeat that cycle, right? Repeat that cycle, okay? And Joel says nowhere else can you do it, okay? So you do the work once, your ebooks sell for months and years to come. Residual income, it pays you over and over and over again. Now, what makes this different is that it grows. So as you saw where I went from $2,297.30 to $2,873.13, and then to just over $4,000 the next month, and then the next month over $8,000. This thing grows, and it continues to grow, okay? And now I'm at nearly $30,000 in sales in just 1 month. So sometimes it's about 30, sometimes it's more than that. And during the holidays, it's extremely insane. But this is the time now to load your ebooks. This is the time to prepare for the holidays. Because you're going to do well throughout all of the regular months. You're going to do well throughout all of the regular months. But come the holiday season, you're going to do extremely well. But you have to get started now. You can't wait to the last minute because it doesn't work that way. All right? How much money do you need to make a difference in your life? I love asking this question because the answers vary. I find that the average person needs about an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. How much is it for you? Do you need an extra $500 a month, an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $200? Bradley says $500 hits my spot. Joshua, 5. Andrew, I think that's 500, Joshua. Andrew, 500. Natalie says I'll take 1,000. It reminds me of a game show, right? I'll take 1,000. Evelyn says 1,000. Lila says if I was making $5,000 a month, I would be able to contribute and pay off a lot of bills. Lucy, 500. Claire, 1,000. Michaela, 2,000. Kyle, 1,000. Joseph, Charlie, 1,000. I love the answers that are coming in. I love this because there's total transparency. All right, Joseph says 10,000. I like that, Joseph. There's nothing wrong with that. All right? Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? There's a lot of things that you can do with that. You know, my wife and I, we have our college savings for our children put up already. Okay? We have our home is almost paid off already. Okay? Within the next year, it'll be completely paid off. And, you know, we save for rainy days, so there's a lot that you can do with this stuff. All right? We have no bills other than, you know, your monthly recurring bills like a light bill or a phone bill or something like that, but there's no debt or anything like that. And I have to thank Amazon for that. Okay? You can quit your job, absolutely. Okay? Joe says $5,000 because she can quit her job. Michael says I can travel. Right? So how could this change your life? What would you do with the extra income? Think about that. If all this did was allow you to have money to put towards your kid's future, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? Think about that. If all this did was to help you pay off your mortgage as we're doing, would it be worth it? Like if nothing else happened, but if all this did was to help you buy a house, if you've never purchased a house, or if you want to upgrade, right? Upgrade and get a better house. Move to a different state or city. As I said, I'm from the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. But, we moved here, and I mean, it's awesome. You can literally get a mansion here for what you would get in the Connecticut, New York area. Okay, if all this did was to help you buy your dream car, a couple of Christmases ago, I bought my wife a Mercedes-Benz, and I had the dealer add a big red bow onto her hood. This was for Christmas, and they had one of the salespeople drop it off, and just to see the look on her face when she went outside and she saw this car with the big red bow. All right? I'm able to take a lot of trips and vacations and things like that, and, I have 6 brothers and sisters, and I was the first of my family to take my mom. My dad is no longer here with us, but I was the first to take my mom outside of the country. And it was priceless being able to see her get her passport and to see her be able to stamp. Every time she gets a new stamp, every time we go somewhere, when we go to London, or we go to Japan, or we go to the Caribbean, to see her passport get stamped and to see the priceless look on her face. For me, that was it. I mean, if all this did was to help you pay off your bills to get out of debt, would it be worth it? If all it did was to help you travel the globe, would it be worth it? Okay, to donate to charities, which is extremely important, would it be worth it? Okay? All right? I mean, I have sickle cell anemia, which is something that affects your bloodstream, and it allows me to give back to the National Sickle Cell Anemia Society. So, and then to be able to help other people. So if all this did was to help you to be able to do any of these things, even if it was to help you pay off a monthly car note, which would be $300, $400, $500, right? Would it be worth it? To help you take your family on a vacation. Or even if all it did was to help you show your children how to create a business of their own, to become their own person, would it be worth it? So the possibilities are endless here, right? So I want to ask you a question. For the past hour, would you agree it's been time that's been well spent? Yes or no? Yes or no? Michael says, of course. I loved it, says Josie. Incredible, says Thomas. Colton, best webinar I've ever been on. I love that. Anthony says, value, value, value. Nora says, incredible. Reagan says, beautiful. Scarlett says, thank you, Ty. Abigail says, lessons that have been priceless. Awesome. Yes, 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 it's worth it for me, too. Many reasons to mention, says Joe. I love it. Thank you, Joe. Aubrey says yes. Abigail says yes. Benjamin says, best information I've ever received. I can't wait to get started. Caleb says, incredible. Ryan says, you over-deliver. Carter says, beautiful. Kaylee says yes. Harper, yes. Caitlin, yes. Charlotte, yes. Hannah, yes. All right? So, well, you guys all agree, you ladies and gentlemen all agree that it's been time well spent. And, obviously we can't cover everything you need in an hour-long webinar, even if we had all day. Right? All of the tips and the tricks and the time-saving and the money-making elements that I've discovered over the last 4.5, 5 years, I couldn't cover it in just 1 hour, okay, or even in just one day. So what I've done is I've put together a special offer so you can get everything you need. You can get everything. You get the hand-holding that you need, right? And if you act fast, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a very special deal. And, my other question to you is it okay if I help you and I share the other things that I know? During this presentation, I was able to give you just a handful of some of the information that I have, but is it okay if I help you and share everything else that I know? Like, totally do a brain dump and give you everything that I know about making money with this. Matthew, yes. Elijah says, please. Dylan says, yes. Charlotte, please. Harper, yes. Kaylee, I love it. Sophia, I would love that. Lila, Lucy, where do I sign up? Says Claire. Michaela, please do. Audrey says continue. Maya says yes. Leah, yes. Anthony, yes. Okay, so here's the thing. Old habits die hard. We spoke about that earlier during the presentation, right? How many times have you watched a webinar? Have you been to a seminar? Have you been to an event? Have you listened to some type of motivational personal development tape, and you've gotten excited for that moment? And then after that, what happens? Because we're human, and I'm guilty of it, and everyone that's listening and watching this, you know, we've got hundreds of people that are watching right now. Literally hundreds of people from around the globe. And every single one of us are the same in this aspect. And that is, if we don't take immediate action once we make the decision to do something, then nothing becomes of that decision. It's the reason why, if you think about your New Year's resolutions, right? Think about those New Year's resolutions that you just set. Okay? You said, I'm going to be a better husband, better father, better wife, better mother. I'm going to start my business finally. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to eat out less. I'm going to exercise more. And then what happens? Because you don't start immediately, nothing happens. So old habits die hard, and we've done that all our life. The only way to overcome procrastination is to jump into something immediately. I tell my children this all the time when I'm talking to my students. You know what? I just thought about this too. The students that I see that are the most successful with this are the students that I see that get started immediately. They don't wait a day. They don't wait 6 hours. They don't wait 12 hours. They start immediately as soon as they become aware of it. Those are folks that I see well, that do well. And then those that don't, they don't do as well. Because old habits die hard, as I said, okay? Now, you'll be thrilled to know that I put together the entire Kindle Cashflow 2.0 system information. The latest up-to-date information is in this thing. All right, literally just updated. Now, I had a few people that asked me a couple of questions. I got questions in the chat box that said, you know, Tom, I've heard about your $20,000 program. Is this it? No, this is not the $20,000 program. And just for clarity, I do have a program where it's $20,000. Clients will pay me $20,000 to come in, and we're actually increasing the price to $25,000. That's why I said, because I'm getting a lot of people that are coming in, and I need to preserve my time as much as possible. But I have a $20,000 program where people will actually hire me to create their ebooks for them and go through the whole process. All right, so they'll pay $20,000 plus 10% up to $100,000 in sales. All right, so, but this is not that. This is not that program. This is a physical home study course where I put together everything, the latest and greatest, the most current, up-to-date methods that are working for you. Right? It's an entire course. You get everything that you see here. It gets shipped out to you. And like I said, I have customers literally in dozens of countries across the globe. I have customers that are in Australia, that are in Canada, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Russia, Italy. No matter where you're at, South Africa, okay, we ship this thing out to you so you can get started. Now, what you'll get is, you'll get what I call the setup. And this is a $997 value. It's setting up your account, how to get started quickly, right? So you can, remember, getting started quickly is where it's at. That's what's going to ensure that you get better results. What not to do so you don't get banned. And then you also get the Kindling for Profits, which is a $1,497 value. And this is finding the right niche and readers. Niches that sell and readers that buy. All right. I talked about one way of being able to go and do the market research, but there's other ways to do this as well that give you even better results. Okay, and that are just as easy as what I shared with you. I talk about the biomagnet. You'll get this module as well, the biomagnet module, where this is the critical must-have elements. These are those things that will make your ebook sell. All right, it's the cover, the pricing, the titles, the descriptions, the reviews, and how to lay all of this stuff out. It's systematically laid out for you in a course, because if you miss one step of any of this stuff, then your chances of flopping increase dramatically. Okay, so you get all of that. You'll also get what's known as the KDP cash extraction. Okay, this is a $3,500 value. There's a secret ways to use a Kindle direct publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. All right, so you get all of these modules that are included here, and the total value is $8,991. So this is a huge savings off of a $20,000 program that I have. Okay, and I had two choices when I was putting this whole entire thing together. The first option was I could go cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible, but it wouldn't incentivize me to really stack the value on for you. You know, so my second option was to create something that requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, I'm able to devote more resources to guarantee your success, because I want to see you do as well as all of my other students that are just crushing it. Right? I've got a Facebook group of over 500 people that are just doing well with this thing, and you get to be part of that group as well. I'll talk about that in a moment. All right? This is one of my students. He's actually from Perth, Australia. And I saw someone earlier that was from Perth, Australia as well. Here. Okay? But he's from Perth, Australia. And, let me see here. Let's see, who else is from Perth? Joe says yes, me. Okay? Joe's from Perth. So, Joe, you may even, I know Perth is pretty huge, but I'll give you his name. His name's here, Darren DeVray. Darren sent me a testimonial, and he says, this has been my best month so far, okay? With 258 sales to date with only 3 titles, I'm very happy with the progress considering my circumstances. So Darren went through bankruptcy. The recession that we had years ago really hit him hard, okay? And he says, I just wanted to say thank you again. I could see the end of a tunnel. And then I asked him, I said, Darren, I love that. I love that you're doing well with this thing, and you're just coming, you didn't wait, you didn't procrastinate, you went right out the gate and you got started. Can I use your testimonial? Because I want to share it with other people who may be sitting on a fence so that they know that this is something that actually works. And he sent me a reply back a day later, a day and a half later. He says, yes, Ty, sure, you can use my testimonial. As a matter of fact, I'm now up to 336 sales as we speak. I'm happy with that. He was actually hoping for 200 sales a month. So he says, I'm really happy. And then he upped his goal. He says, I'm going to try for 1,000 sales a month starting next month. Okay? Now, if he's selling his ebooks at $5, think about that. How much would that be? Absolutely, Peggy. That's an easy $5,000 a month, right? If he's selling them at $8 a month, that's $8 each. That's $8,000 a month. Okay? So very, very, very simple. Okay? And he's doing well. He's crushing it. As a matter of fact, I got another testimonial from him recently. He says, Ty, over the last year, I've continued to follow the Kindle cash flow system, and I'm now doing $20,000 per month in sales. Okay, so now he's at the point where he's just trying to overtake the master. Like, he's doing well, and he's following the entire system step by step. He's following all of the modules step by step. Okay, this is something that you don't want to do on your own, because you're going to just make tremendous mistakes. You're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to fail. But with the system that I give you, it's impossible to fail. So what you'll get, again, is, I had someone ask me, you'll get the setup. This is a $997 value. You'll get everything that you need to know how to professionally and correctly set up your account. You'll learn how to get started quickly, because that's important. You'll learn what not to do so that you don't get banned and jeopardize your account. You'll also get Kindling for Profits. Now, this is a $1,497 value. And this teaches you, this module, we go into in-depth detail on finding the right niche and readers. Okay, niches that sell and readers that buy. You don't just want tire kickers, okay? And I shared the Google Keyword Planner tool with you, but in this module, I go into some other tools and easier ways to do this as well, okay? Now, the next module is the Buyer Magnet. Now, this is a $2,997 value, and in this module, we talk about the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. These are the make-or-break elements right here. Either you get this right and you do extremely well, or you get this right and you flop, okay? I'm talking the titles, the covers, the pricing, how to lay out your descriptions the right way, which we didn't talk about because we just don't have time, how to get reviews, how to get 5-star reviews. And then the next module is the KDP Cash Extraction module. And this is a $3,500 value. These are the secret ways to use your Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will, simply because they don't have this system. They don't have the methods that I cover here. Okay? Now, this is a total value of $8,991, all right? And Josie, I like the enthusiasm. She says, I can't wait to get in. But wait, Josie, hold on. Because I want to do something special. I love to give away bonuses, especially since this has been such a very enthusiastic, very, friendly group. The first bonus is you're going to get what I call the Google Kindle Crunch. Remember, I told you the importance of being able to get your ebooks listed in Google, and how being able to do that accounts for 30 to 40% of my sales on Amazon. All right, so getting your ebook listed in Google will increase your sales big time. And in this bonus module that you're going to get, okay, which is only for the first 30 people, I'm going to show you how to do that, how to get listed in Google and how to do that the right way so that you get more exposure, you get more customers, and you get more sales. And if you're building a list, this is an easy way to do it as well. The second bonus, and this is for the first 20 people that get in. Remember, we have hundreds of people that are on this webinar, so a lot of you are going to miss out, especially if you procrastinate, okay? So when I give you the URL, you want to get your fingers ready to go and type this thing in and get your order in, because I don't want you to miss out. Bonus number 2 is what I call money multiplicity. And this shows you how to publish the same content, the same ebook, to both the Barnes & Noble's Nook Press platform and Apple's iBooks. Now, how awesome would it be to have your same ebook published not only on Amazon's Kindle, but also in these other 2 killer platforms? Tyler says, incredible. Grayson says, you double the exposure. Yeah, you're doubling and tripling your ebook's exposure, Grayson. You got that. All right? Now, this bonus is only for the first 20 people. Again, there's hundreds of people that are on this thing, so you want to act fast. This is the entire course here. It's a physical course. It gets shipped out to you first thing tomorrow morning. Doesn't matter where you live. Okay? You will get this. We will ship it out. My fulfillment house, they're on the ball. So they ship this thing out quick, and if you need a tracking number, we can get your tracking number. So, what you'll get, again, is the setup, how to set up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so that you don't get banned. You'll get the Kindling for Profits module, which is finding the right niche and readers, niches that sell and readers that buy. This is amazing because this is where the money is. All of these things, when you add them up, it's just money after money after money. Okay? The buyer magnet, $2,997 value. This shows you the elements that will make your ebook sell. The things like the titles, the covers, the pricing, right, which we didn't get a chance to talk about. The descriptions we didn't get a chance to talk about, and the reviews. But this stuff is equally as good as everything else that I shared with you on this webinar. You'll get the KDP cash extraction module. Right? These are secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. And then you'll get bonus number 1, which is, this is the thing right here that really brings in some money for you, right? Like all of these things, if I had to pick one, I probably couldn't because they all stack on top of each other to just get more and more and more sales in for you. But this is the Google Kindle Crunch, where we show you how to go in and get your ebook listed in Google search engines, okay, which gives you more visibility. And this is a $2,000 value, $1,997 to be exact. Okay, this is actually pretty priceless because it's just the amount of value that it brings is like beyond incredible. You get bonus number 2, which is money multiplicity, and this shows you how to get your ebooks also listed in the Apple iBookstore and the Nook, okay, platform as well. Okay, and that helps to triple your ebooks exposure. So total value, $11,985 now with the 2 bonuses that are in there. Okay. Now, again, if all of this did was to finally allow you to generate a consistent, hands-free passive income stream every month, would it be worth it? And I want you to honestly answer that. Think about that. If it finally allowed you, Evelyn says, of course. Lillian says, yes. Isabel says, I see the potential. Max, yes. Isaac, yes. Evan says, it's true business. So if all this did was to finally allow you to generate a consistent, hands-free, passive income stream every month, would it be worth it? Joe, I love how you put that, all right? Joe says, so worth it. All right, so let me ask you another question. If all this did was, we talked about procrastination, all right? If all this did was to give you the kick in the butt that you finally needed to get moving and making money online, would that be worth it? Because I'll be honest with you, once I started to do well with this, and I see this with a lot of my students, I see that once they start to see results with this, then it's easier for them to get the aha of other internet marketing programs or other businesses. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever found that there's people that just do well with multiple things, That's because they get one thing that works well for them, and then everything else becomes so much clearer. So if all this did was to give you the kick in the butt, to finally get you moving and making money online, would it be worth it? And that's what it did for me. It gave me that kick in the butt, and it allowed me to go in and invest in other businesses. I have 2 mobile app development businesses now. I go in and I buy real estate. I've become a real estate investor. Okay, so it helps you. To see clearly. Now, my last question to you is, if all this did was to give you 2 or 3 ebooks that each brought in $500 per month to pay a bill, or to save, or to get out of debt, would it be worth it? You have to honestly ask yourselves those questions, okay? And I love the responses. Cooper, Levi, Parker, Molly, Aria, that's a nice name, Aria, Maria, Aaron, Alex. Everyone says yes. Julia, Colin, the yeses are flying. Piper, Brooke, Sean, Jeremiah, yes. Worth it, totally. Reese, worth it. Sierra, yes. Ryder, absolutely. Declan, totally worth it. Eleanor, Isla, Quinn, Sadie, yes. Worth it. So everyone sees the value here, and it looks like there's a lot of people that are on board. Right? And with that, I hate to say that there's some people that are going to miss out. All right? Because there's so many people that are on board. But what's one ebook worth to you? Think about it. One ebook, what is that worth to you? Is it worth $500 a month, $800 a month, $1,500 a month, more? How much would you pay to get just one great selling ebook per month, per week, or per day? How much would that be worth to you to get one book or 3 ebooks that bring in $1,500 a month? What would that be? How much would you pay to get to that point? All right? Easton says I would pay about $10,000 to get to bring $1,500 a month, and that makes sense because if you bring $1,500 a month, and after just 10 months, that's $15,000. So you're already back positive, right? Scarlett, $5,000. Reagan says I would pay $5,000. Thomas, $5,000. Joseph, Joseph says I would pay $50,000. That's it. Joseph, where do I sign you up? I love that. All right. Zachary says $10,000. All right. So it makes sense. So you can see why people are paying us up to $20,000 plus 10% of profits. And that's up to $10,000, $100,000 to set this up for them, right? Because it makes sense. And if you got to the point where, like my student Darren DeVry, who's over there in Australia, you're making $20,000 a month, would it make sense to pay me just $10,000 one time to set this up for you? Then every sale after that month is pure profit, right? It just makes sense. Okay? Now, you can see why this is a good deal, even at $5,000, and a lot of people put in that they would be willing to pay $5,000 for this. All right? Cooper, Alex, Aiden, Tristan. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this available for, actually, it's only available for $2,000 for the general public, but because of this special event, okay, because you folks are special, because you've been so enthusiastic about chiming in, and the engagement is just incredible. Like, this is the best group that I've ever seen. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to people that are go-getters. You guys are the go-getters. You folks are it. I've never seen this. So now, because of that, you can get started now for just $997 today. I will never make that price available again. Never. And I'm even going to waive royalties. Okay? And that's only available today. You will never see this price again. All right, so you can click the button below or sign up here. Okay, I'm going to have a replay. So right now we're doing this live, so you can just go to kindlecastro.com/go. But if you're watching the replay, then you'll be able to, there'll be some buttons down here. But right now, since we're doing this live, just go to kindlecastro.com/go. And I know GoToWebinar, they're probably, the webinar system that I use, they're working on being able to have buttons for a live event as well down in that area. So, but for now, just go to kindlecastro.com/go. Like I said, this offer will never be made again at this price. And once you get in, let me know. Just put your name in and let me know, because like I said, the first 20 people get that first bonus. Actually, you get the first and second bonus. The first 30 people get just the second bonus, right? And what I want to do is I want to give you an extra bonus for the first 10 people that are in. The first 10 people, okay? Here. Bonus number 3. If you want your first 10, and Christopher says, I'm in already, placing my order now. As a matter of fact, that makes sense. Once you go in and place your order, please let us know by putting your name in so we can keep track of everybody that's getting in. Bonus number 3, your own virtual assistant. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invest in getting you a virtual assistant. Okay? I have a contract with a company. They do awesome work. They do a lot of work for me. And what these assistants can do is they can research topics for you. They can come up with title ideas. They can write out your descriptions for you. They can communicate with your writer. Or anything else that you can think of, including working on some of your other businesses. I know other people, there's people around here who have other businesses and things that they're doing, so you can have this virtual assistant work with some of those other businesses as well. Alex is in. Molly says she's in. Alice. Violet, you're in. Brody says, did I get the virtual assistant? My order just went through. All right, so we've got a lot of people that are coming in. So if you want to get in, please make sure that you go in, place your order right now. And this bonus is just for the first 10 people, okay? Just the first 10 people. All right, so you want to make sure that you go in and you get that order placed right now. This is a $600 value, so it's actually costing me about $6,000 to send those virtual assistants over to everyone, the first 10 people that get in. All right? Now, let's take a look at what you'll get again, okay? Because I just want to make sure that you're totally aware of all of the value that you'll get. You're going to get what's known as the setup module, okay? This is a $997 value. And this covers setting up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so you don't get banned, okay? We'll also go over the kindling for profits, okay? Kindling for profits, and that is finding the right niche and readers. Niches that sell and readers that buy. Finding the right niche and readers. Niches that sell and readers that buy, okay? This is also going to include the buyer magnet module, which is $2,997 value. Okay, so you're going to get this as well. You're going to get this as well. And that covers finding the right niche and readers. The niches the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. Okay, the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell, including things like pricing, your titles, your descriptions, the reviews, okay? You also get the KDP cash extraction module, right? And these are the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will, right? How to make more money than most people ever will. And Joe's asking if I can post the link in the chat box. Let's see here. I'll do that for you right now. And it's www.kindlecashflow.com/go. All right, so here, I don't know if you guys can see that on your screen, but I just posted that into the chat box for you. All right, then you'll also get bonus number 1 for Google Kindle Crunch, where you'll see increased sales by just being able to go in and align yourself with Google's search engine and get your ebooks listed in Google's search platform. This right here is amazing because it's really increased my sales by 30-40%. And, just this alone brings me thousands and thousands and thousands of additional dollars worth of sales every single month. You'll get bonus number 2, which is the money multiplicity. This helps you to triple your ebooks exposure by allowing you to take the same content, right, and being able to publish that content to the Barnes & Noble's platform as well as to Apple's iBookstore platform. So you'll also get bonus number 3 if you're one of the first 10, where you'll get that virtual assistant as well for 40 hours. It's a $600 value, so you'll be able to get that person that can help you out with a lot of things that you may need help with. And the total value now brings this entire package up to $12,585. Right, so that's an absolute steal here. And as I said, I'm just doing this because of this special webinar here. Right, you'll never see this price again. You'll never see the $997 price again. It's always going to be $2,000, $3,000, probably going to increase it to $5,000 shortly after. So you can get started now for just $997, and I'm going to even waive the royalties You'll get the entire physical package shipped out to you. And the website address is kindlecashflow.com/go. We've got Michael that's on board. Let me see. I want to see everyone that's on board here. Let's see. We've got, and I'm going to put the URL into the chat box here, and you can click onto that link. I would actually just go in and type in the URL, type it into your browser, kindlecashflow.com/go. Make sure everything is lowercase, there's no spaces. All right, you can't click onto this. I had someone once try to click on, this is your screen, so you can't click onto that. You have to go up here and type it into your browser up here, kindlecashflow.com/go. Or if you're watching the replay, you'll see some buttons down here, okay? And if you're watching the replay, you'll see the buttons that you can click onto. All right, so now, let's talk about disposable income, right? Disposable income is the money that we get, and that we may have some money that's left over after bills. It's some of us may have more, some of us may have less. But the thing is, with disposable income, it's always going to be spent. You're going to spend it on something, all right? It's never going to just sit there. It's going to be spent on something. You might as well spend it on something that can make you more money. Now, how many people are familiar with Rich Dad, Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki? How many people follow Robert Kiyosaki? Jay says, I do. Eve says she actually just attended an event with him. Awesome. Bella, Maria, Molly, Ellen, Allison. Okay. Joe. Awesome. Okay, great. Joe says yes. Julian, Jonathan, Christopher. So Robert Kiyosaki says rich people spend money on liabilities. Poor people spend money on liabilities. Those are things that are not going to make them money. They're not going to get any additional income from that. Once that money is gone, it's gone. They're never going to see it again. Okay? But he says, rich people spend their money on assets, and that's things that are going to continuously make money for them. It's your money. Have you ever heard the phrase, make your money, make money? Allow your money to make money for you? And that's what rich people do. Rich people spend money on things that are going to make them money, the assets.